Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Watson, and I'm the Executive Dean for the New School for Public Engagement. And on behalf of the President and the Provost and the entire New School, I want to welcome you here to this recognition ceremony. So as we begin, let's first hear a round of applause for all the graduates. We are here this morning to celebrate the academic achievements of students in the following programs, and I'd like to hear some voices shouting in celebration as I name you. So we're here to celebrate the Master of Arts in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, the Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing, and from the School of Media Studies, the Master of Arts in Media Studies, Master of Science in Media Management, and Graduate Certificate in Documentary. So while we're on the topic of congratulations, I'd like us to recognize our families and friends, those who are with us here today, as well as those who are thinking about you from elsewhere. Our graduate success is also your success, and your love and support help make this recognition for them happen. Congratulations to families and friends. And finally, I'd like to ask all of us to recognize the exemplary faculty and staff with whom the graduates have learned. They are committed deeply to everyone's success, and I want to thank them for all that they do. So nearly 100 years ago today, the New School was founded on the principles of open education, integration across the liberal arts, humanities, and social sciences, and freedom to explore the issues that matter to the minds, hearts, and dreams of those who learned here. The founders of the New School, including John Dewey with his focus on experiential education, made an active statement by founding this university. They were making a statement against what they saw as the rigidity and timidity of other universities. They began a new university, which we now call the New School. And since then, we've been very busy. We've been constantly innovating in educational spaces, including offering some of the first courses in cinema as an art form, creative writing through the Writers' Workshop, women's history, African American culture, photography, and jazz. We've hosted luminary faculty and students, including Martha Graham, Frank Lloyd Wright, James Baldwin, Grace Paley, Robert Frost, Hannah Arendt, Marlon Brando, and countless others. And now today, the New School continues to emphasize these values. Creativity and innovation drive all that we do. We embrace the deep interplay between theory and practice, and we focus on advancing a world, but with a purpose, the purpose of creating a world in which we can all continue to live well. As we celebrate this day all around the country and around the world, everyone in higher education is in a process of rapid transformation. Universities are exploring ways to reimagine their learning environments so they can be more relevant to the demands of our world. Professional fields are rapidly shape-shifting to be more interdisciplinary and more interconnected. There is uncertainty ahead, and change, they say, is our only option. So to the graduates, what's your advantage in this new and changing world? The advantage, you graduated from the New School. So what does that mean? First, when you were looking for a place to continue your education, you sought out a place that was different, a place that stood out from the others, that had an orientation toward the world that would resonate with the way you see it. Then you started doing what you wanted to do as you began to learn. You produced digital media, you wrote books, taught classes, created web platforms, developed your craft, authored blogs, made films, launched new ventures, ran media campaigns, designed curricula, developed business strategies, ran outreach activities, found your voice, and lifted up the voices of others who were not heard. You didn't wait for permission, you just began. You used your experience and your grit, and you made the most of every day. And then finally, at the New School, you brought your whole self, and you embraced the differences that began to emerge in you. So as you learned, you challenged paradigms and assumptions. You learned to do things you didn't even know existed, and you accomplished more than you thought was possible. All these talents you have, the craft you have honed, and your ability to critically reflect on the world as you are acting is exactly what's called for in tomorrow's world. So while you've been doing all this, we've been busy at the New School, and other universities have been seeking to find change, to become more relevant, to cross disciplines, and to create new fields. But here at the New School, we've been doing this all along, or at least since 1919. And we're going to begin this again in the fall of 2015 when we launch a new experimental undergraduate program called Cohort 21, which will ask the question, what if a degree had no courses but was made up only of different kinds of learning? So today you graduates join our alumni community, a century-long lineage of illustrious learners dedicated to the principles that our founders sought, but having lived these principles in the present day with your intentions firmly engaged in our collective future. You're building a new world, and everyone here is enthusiastically with you as we wait to find out what it will become. Congratulations. And now I'd like to turn to Leslie Painter-Farrell, who's the director of the Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages program, to the podium for her remarks and presentation of the graduates.
Thank you, Dean Watson. This has to be our favorite time in the academic calendar because it's the time when we get to celebrate our students and their achievements. Congratulations, everyone. I have a piece of advice for the MA TESOL graduates. After I'd been teaching for about a year, my uncle asked me, "What is it that you do exactly?" A typical question, right? Now, I was astute enough not to say I teach English to speakers of other languages because I knew that was probably too long-winded and not very comprehensible to him. So I opted for what I thought was more digestible. I teach English. Ah, literature? No. Shakespeare? He asked hopefully. No, I teach people to speak English, the Queen's English. No, I said, not least because I don't really appreciate what that is exactly, apart from an innate inability to pronounce letter R. We both ended the conversation unsatisfactorily. Fast forward to September of 2014. Okay, sorry. Fast forward to September 2014, when I was testing English language learners to take part in the MA TESOL outreach program, free English classes for immigrants taught by MA TESOL students. A language learner came up to me and said, "My kids think I is stupid." She then went on to explain how all her children under the age of 10 had to translate for her at a doctor's office, recent emergency room, parent-teacher conferences. In other words, she could not advocate for either herself or her own children. As she explained, what I had been doing for the last 26 years of my life and what I should have told my uncle all those years ago became remarkably clear. So MA TESOL graduates, when somebody asks you, what is it that you do exactly? I want you to say that you teach a language that gives people a voice and empowers them so that they can be heard. But Demetria Martinez said, "A new language is a tincture, a drop of which forever changes the chemistry of the person who is learning it. I proffer it changes also the person teaching it. So tussle with tenses, argue with articles, and you know you will. Lie awake over lesson plans, it will all be worth it. Know that every language learner you have in your class will be both empowered and helped by you. You will make a difference, I promise you. I celebrate today your new status as MA TESOL graduates and as my colleague, and I cheer on your future students who will learn and gain so much from you. Congratulations, you are now teachers." May I please ask the MA TESOL faculty and ELS staff, Laura Riccio, our Dean, is also joining us to congratulate the MA TESOL graduates. Can I now ask the MA TESOL students to please come forward? Congratulations, Jessica Dukes. Congratulations, Peter Meese. Then Congratulations, Marie Nerland. Sorry. Congratulations, James Hunter. Congratulations, Mark De Benedictus. Congratulations, Andrea Lesser. Congratulations, Rebecca Reed. And congratulations, Chris Kearns. Unfortunately, the following students couldn't be with us because they are away, but I just want to say that Ashley Gattens was awarded the TESOL Academic Excellence Award. Matthew Thomas Brashears was awarded the TESOL Excellence in Reflective Practice. Laura May Chrisman was equally awarded TESOL Excellence in Reflective Practice. And so was Jeremy Gully. Congratulations, those students. They were superb.
And now I'd like to introduce Luis Jaramillo, Director of the Creative Writing Program, to the podium for his remarks and presentation of the graduates.
Thank you, Dean Watson. Can everyone hear me? We doing okay? Louder. How about this? Better? All right, I'll just have to shout. Thank you, Dean Watson. Good morning, faculty, staff, family, and friends. Good morning, congratulations, class of 2015. Congratulations. We are here to celebrate you and your accomplishments. I've been at the New School for the past 16 years, but I only became the director 2 years ago, at the same time you started the program. Today, I wanted to share what I've learned from you over these past 2 years about persistence, friendship, and courage. Last week on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings, we held our thesis readings in the Lang Center. Each night, between 20 and 40 of you read. That's a lot, and it could have felt like a lot, except that what you read was so astonishingly good. It was also different from what you were writing when you came to the program, and I know for some of you, quite different from where you started last semester. You all made great leaps. How did that happen? It happened through hard work and smart work. I've had the supreme pleasure of watching how you do things. When you hit a barrier, you don't give up. You try different tactics, and when one thing doesn't work out, you try something else. It also bears mentioning that many of you have busy lives outside of school. I know that you are parents, you work full-time jobs, big unexpected things have happened to you. It's not easy to find the time to write. In fact, it's actually much easier to not write. But you found the time anyway. And this is why you've grown so much as writers. Persistence is noticed by the muses, and I've learned that the muses only give inspiration to the exhausted. That brings me to my next point, friendship. You like each other and you take care of each other. The reason you went to the treehouse or tea or the student readings or the other smaller gatherings you organize was because you need each other. The friendships you've made are rare and valuable in the writing and publishing world. The best part is that these friendships will continue. The defining characteristic of New School graduates is that you do things. You are or will be editors, publishers, founders of reading series, and teachers, and you will help each other with practical and emotional support. You will be each other's best readers for decades to come. And as writers, we need this. Friendship gives us courage. It is easier to risk failure or ridicule or worse when we know that we are loved. I again refer to the thesis readings, which were full of examples of courage. It's not easy to write with precision about hard things, to write about things that matter to us and the world. It takes courage to bring up issues of equity and justice in your poetry and prose. It's hard to write like yourself. You, my fellow writers, have been for these past 2 years my teachers. Anytime I've felt discouraged or tired or scared, I've looked at you. If you could do it, so could I. The lessons of courage, friendship, and persistence are lessons that we have to practice constantly. This hard work is the miracle that happens every day we write. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2015. I'd like to ask the faculty to come up and join me to congratulate the students, and then the students will line up.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Students, please line up and come forward. Yeah, go ahead. And first I'd like to present the Paul Violi Prize. Our second prize goes to Timothy Baker. And Mariam Zafar is the winner of the Paul Violi Prize this year. Please come forward, students.
Erica Rose Bruner. Samir Benoit. Danielle Elizabeth Chin. I'm just hugging you. Kristen Marie Treveling. I'm gonna hug you on each. Nora Brooks. Karen Iorio. Paul Ryan Flores. Woo! Kyle Lucia Wu. Sorry, Kyle. Hillary Wallace. Matthew Futterman. Yeah. Nell Margaret Pierce. Caitlin Grace Killian. Rebecca Hope Bergman. Emily Tobin. Elizabeth Dickerson Young. Zachary Brett Reeves. Huh? Oh, okay. Kara Faye Moskowitz. Michelle Sierra Lafitte. Olga Brado. Meredith W. Russo. Lauren Davis. Matthew Carol Markowitz. Anthony Ha. Eleni Rachel Beja. David Zucks. Miriam Zafar. Timothy Baker. Brett M. Rawson. Joyce Chin. Zaina Abi Assis. Krista Gamper, sorry. Adrienne Nicole Rahani. Catherine Elizabeth Hartman. Daniela Robin Bonder. Elizabeth Masucci. Dimitri Ratopoulos. Almost. Andrea Scarlett. Shang Yao. Raquel Avia. Tara Rose Stromberg. Tony Ann Marie Balamo. Jill Margot Weisoff. Sharon Cole. Tatiana Serafin. Arlie Crawford Evanson. Carrie Arsenault. Congratulations, everyone.
And now I'd like to introduce Ann Balsamo, Dean of the School of Media Studies. She'll come to the podium for her remarks and presentation of the graduates. Ann.
Thank you, Dean Watson. A round of applause for the SMS faculty and students. Dear graduates of the School of Media Studies, this is the third time I've had the honor of speaking here at our annual recognition ceremony. Each year I have fretted about what to say. I search the web for inspiration. I revisit the speeches from my college years. I ask colleagues for appropriate opening jokes. And then, as many of you will probably appreciate, I end up writing the paper the night before. But today I'm going to keep it simple because I really don't know what to say about a year that has been so tumultuous for our cultures and our countries. Remember, we began 2015 hearing the terrible news of the attack on journalists at Charlie Hebdo. In April and May, we witnessed devastating earthquakes in Nepal. And more than once during the past year, we were outraged to learn yet another black man had died unjustly on the streets of a U.S. city. And yet, even in the midst of these horrible events, the year was punctuated by uplifting moments. Just recently, we heard about a new experimental treatment for HIV/AIDS that suggests we will have a cure within the next few years. Last September, you and the rest of the New School community were key organizers and participants in the historic People's Climate March that celebrated and asserted that climate change is a social justice issue. And closer to home, in February, New School alum and documentary filmmaker Laura Poitras won an Academy Award for her film Citizen4 that told the story about Edward Snowden and the U.S. National Security Association spying scandal. As I reflected on the purpose of this recognition ceremony in light of this tumultuous year, I decided to focus my comments on offering a more personal message to our School of Media Studies graduates. So let me offer my wishes and hopes for the next phase of your life's adventure. Would the students in the media management program please raise your hands? Thank you. I wish for you a strong moral compass to guide you through the complex ethical and creative situations you will no doubt encounter. I wish for you inspiring projects, successful entrepreneurial endeavors, and rewarding opportunities for careers in the creative media industries. Most of all, I wish for you strong and supportive collaborators, encouraging and wise mentors, and of course, wealthy clients and startup investors. Would the students in the Media Studies program raise their hands? My hopes for you are this, that you remain brave and bold in your efforts to express yourself through your art, your storytelling, your activism, and your scholarship. That you find a place to invest yourself that calls forth your passions and rewards your intellectual creativity. And that you remember the value of intellectual generosity when you find yourself working with people from different backgrounds and different points of view. Remember, open-mindedness feeds creativity, and fundamentalism starves it. I'd also like to give a shout out to Caitlin Epperson, our first student to complete an undergraduate degree in media studies. And Caitlin, I want you to know that you don't have to leave because we have several master's degrees just waiting for you. But for all of you graduating tomorrow, all the students from every program, I hope you appreciate how much you've learned and grown during your time at the New School. I hope you learned things you weren't expecting to. I hope you were inspired to ask deep questions and imagine new horizons. I also want to remind you that your professors and peers have learned just as much from you. Through the stories you told, the projects you launched, the research you conducted, you've made significant contributions to bodies of knowledge that enrich us all. Once you cross that stage tomorrow, you transform from New School students to beloved alums. Please know, and I speak on behalf of your professors, the staff you worked with, and your school directors, we all remain supportive and curious about your future adventures. I hope you will come back to us often to share your new stories, your new insights, and your grand successes. Enjoy this day, relish your accomplishments, take a moment to express gratitude for those you have met here, because we certainly feel the same way about you. Thank you and have a great graduation. And I now would like to ask the faculty to join me in our recognition of our students. And first, I'd like to announce some awards. Carmel Pryor, in recognition of the Overall Leadership Award. Angela Lucia Sharp for the Media Studies Student Service Award. Lauren Muraski in recognition of the Media Management Outstanding Student Award. Neil Anand for the Media Management Outstanding Student Award. Tessie Word for the Outstanding Thesis Award. She's not here. Donja, I think you're reading the names. So would the Media Studies students please come forward?
Congratulations first to Lydia Lovell. Congratulations to Anna Grace Schneider. Also to Tefe del Rosario Bell. And to Sean Highland. And Kimberly Grauscher. Also to Alexis Time Dina. Wait a minute. I need a do-over there. I'm sorry. This is a little irregular, but that phonetic I said completely wrong. Alexis T. Medina. Congratulations. Also to Tawana Thornton. Lily Nugan. And to Sophia Philactidis. Mitra Banshahi. Karen Wheeler. And to Tomas Uribe. Laura Duarte Gomez. Also to Ziwei Yang. Eric Johnson. Nima Muinpor. Hisani Dubos. Marelia Tillman. I do, but let me try to get it right. Kiss first. Amilcar Carino Charlemagne. Marika A. Shabazz. Rebecca Louise Tiernan. Julian DeMaio. Lottie Allen. Ashley Christopher Leach. Hello. Marjorie Vallis Fedford. Miranda Schaefer. Rhett Barron. Andrea Espinosa Gresh. Tiffany Michelle Yip. Ariana Victoria Lujan. Rachel Victoria Swartaki. Brittany Rafalak. Erica Mildy. Kelly Maxwell. Ben Fausch. Alexandra Gilwitt. Courtney O'Keefe. Carolyn Polanski Nielsen. Robert Myers. Caitlin Esperson. Kenya Michelle Evans. Vivian Dijo. Naushin Ishtiak. Nicole Elshinko. Daniela Valero. Carmel Pryor. Angela Sharp. David Nicholas Wilson. Pablo Medina Uribe. Alicia Ibanez. Santiago Solarzano Gomez. Jeffrey Malone. Alex Savides. Elshen Yoshida. Moel Cledera. Nina Moritz. Danica De Souza. Mirjam Karstaft. Joshua Anthony Caraballo. Deborah Murphy. Robin Lynn.
Will the MS students for media management please stand? Come on down. And come forward. Felicia D. Towns. Amanda Watson. Susanna Welbeck. Neil Anand, congratulations. Lauren Moraski, congratulations. There we are. Let's get you right. Nakia, congratulations. Nirja, congratulations. Joshua Spivey, congratulations. Christina Bertard. Alicia Jones. Natasha Berry, congratulations. Christian Simpson, congratulations. Brandy Williams Epps, congratulations. Maria Mardicki, congratulations. I didn't get it right, Mugda. Mugda Malahandabish. Sorry, so Carol Elizabeth Platz, congrats. Thank you. Thank you. Ali Sam Unch. Congrats. Back-to-back Ali's. Yeah. Ali Zaid, 2 Ali's. Maria Andrea Rebolello. Ileana Vati, congratulations. Pantra Yembutra. Daniel Hugh Durkin, way to go, Daniel. Congrats. All right. Lauren Ray Henry, way to go. Jocelyn Yvette Alas, congratulations. Good. Congrats. Rochelle Burnley, congratulations. Great to see you. Emerine Colonna Rainian Lee, congratulations. Cheryl George, congratulations. Lisa Dratch, congratulations. William Rice, congratulations. Look at you got the family. Hubert Bennett, congratulations. Siddharth Moturi, congratulations. Katie McNamara, congratulations. Very proud of you, Jason. Jason Dunn, congratulations. Yang Lee, congratulations. Okay, Kyle, how are you? Kyle Mark Ryan, congratulations. Anyone going around here? Chad Phillips, congratulations. Should I go with the full name? What do you want? Full name? Oh, he's going the full name, which is going to challenge me. Tospit Faidapai, also known as Jingjo. Congratulations. Maria Anford, congratulations. And the last, Sherbana Javin, congratulations.
And now I'd like to introduce Deanna Camille, the Director of the Documentary Media Studies Graduate Certificate Program. She'll come to the podium to make remarks and present the graduates.
Thank you, Dean Watson. To all our graduates, congratulations. And a special congratulations to our class of 2015 in the Documentary Media Studies Certificate Program. Today, we recognize the culmination of your year-long intensive in documentary filmmaking. And next week, at our film festival, Truth Be Told, we celebrate your achievement with 3 nights of public screenings of each of your individual films made over the past 9 months. During the course of these past 9 months, 2 remarkable events occurred in the documentary world. Laura Poitras's film on Edward Snowden premiered at the New York Film Festival in the fall and changed the message on the status of whistleblowers and civil liberties. And at the same festival, the great legendary documentary filmmaker Albert Maysles, at the age of 88, screened his newest film, Iris. What unites these 2 events and these 2 filmmakers is the form of documentary known as direct cinema, named by Albert in 1960 to describe a then new approach to nonfiction film, an approach without overt explanation, interpretation, or interviews, a minimalist method of intense observation that offers its audience the experience of bearing witness, of being present. The term direct cinema defines still an aesthetic movement that includes, in addition to venerated practitioners like Frederick Wiseman, D.A. Pennebaker, Barbara Koppel, Alan King, and Michelle Breau, a new generation of direct cinema artists for whom Laura Poitras has become a beacon. But today, at this moment, it is for Albert Maysles, for Albert, who passed away in March, that I'd like to say a few words in honor of our Doc Studies graduates, several of whom this year chose to make their films in this rigorous, revelatory form, but all of whom have been inspired by the beauty of Albert's work. During the heady period of the 1960s and 70s, when direct cinema radicalized not only documentary, but fiction film as well, Albert and his brother David made a number of films now regarded as classics: Salesman, on Door-to-Door Bible Salesman, Gimme Shelter on the Rolling Stones, and Grey Gardens on two eccentric, down-on-their-luck New England aristocrats, a mother and daughter. It is a transformative body of work. Yet, at the time, critics and scholars disputed Albert's direct cinema claims for truth, maintaining that despite intentions, the manipulations of the form itself, where to place the camera, when to cut into a shot, delivered more truthiness than truth. It remains a compelling argument, what theorist John Corner calls the conflict between the evidence and the artifice. But interestingly, it's not an argument that ever seemed to faze Albert. When he visited us here at the New School a few years ago, at the invitation of our faculty colleague Deirdre Boyle, he spoke about what does keep him honest. As a documentarian, he said, I happily place my faith in reality. It is my caretaker, my providence, my provider of subjects. And then he spoke about empathy. When you meet someone you wish to film, he said, you need to be confident you really belong there. And that should be established at the very first moment you meet. That person should catch in your eyes your sense of empathy. For Albert, empathy was the gold standard, the marker of honesty. And it became cinema by his loyalty not to the issue, the category, or the label, but to the individual, to specificity, to detail, to the human face, to the precise gestures of character, like Jackie Kennedy's elegant white gloves during the distinctly prole campaign scenes of the film Primary. Empathy for Albert was truth, and it was technique, a technique with which he defied stereotypes, and with which he transcended what the British writer Hanif Qureshi calls the prison of cliché. In next week's Truth Be Told Festival, May 26 to 28, each film by each of our Doc Studies graduates is a challenge to cliché. In Michelle Cura's portrait of a Middle Eastern food shop, in a part of Brooklyn once known as Little Syria, culture is conveyed by the owner's quality of wit and his way with a marinated lamb's head. In Eric Haynes' film on indie pro wrestling, gentrification is not an issue, but the name of a flying body slam. In Nayara Izaguirre's profile of Carlos from Honduras, one of 60,000 unaccompanied minors to cross the border in 2014, the perils of migration reside not in global politics, but in his savored memory of a cup of coffee in the Arizona desert. Empathy is key in films about the dream life of a 9-year-old boy in Bed-Stuy, about an 80-year-old steam engineer on the campus of Pratt Institute, about a young Dominican actress making her way in television, about a teacher of extreme yoga, about a Brazilian cook returning home after 33 years of success in New York, about kids doing professional songwriting at a nonprofit center for disconnected youth in Soho, about a mobile mental health team in Brooklyn, about the lone recesses of YouTube in the wee hours, about the art of people watching in the metropolis. For all these films and filmmakers, congratulations, Doc Studies, class of 2015, and for Albert, adieu. Thank you. Will the Doc Studies faculty please come up and join me in congratulating our graduates? And now would the Doc Studies students please come forward? Justine Bourdet. Congratulations. Pivy Kankaro. Congratulations. Jonathan Bjerg-Moller. Laura Salivary. Ian Cumming. Alexandra Brown. Henry Evelyn Lawrence. Nathan Reich. Nyara Izagura Palos. And Michelle Kira.
Now I'd like to introduce Leslie Painter-Farrell, who'll come to the podium to introduce our class guest student speaker.
It gives me a great pleasure to introduce Christopher Kearns as the class of 2015 student speaker. Christopher has been teaching ESL since 2011, where he was teaching in Kiev. During that time, he began the MA TESOL. And I can say as his advisor and practicum instructor, he excelled in the program, not only in terms of his curiosity, but also his ability to in-depth look at the program and the field and understand the different nuances. He is a lifelong language lover himself, speaks Russian, Spanish, so I'm absolutely thrilled that he is the first MA TESOL student speaker. Chris.
Thank you, Leslie, for your kind words of introduction. I'd also like to thank you for all of the wisdom and guidance you provide all of us here in the MA TESOL. Sorry. There you go. So thank you, Leslie, for all of the wisdom and guidance you provide all of us here in the MA TESOL program. And moreover, thank you to you and your colleagues who have given me the opportunity to address this distinguished group of people today. On behalf of all the graduates, I'd like to make a few more thank yous today. Thank you to all the faculty, those who've shared thoughtful remarks with us here, as well as those who have guided and counseled us throughout the course of our programs. Thank you to the staff who have worked sometimes behind the scenes to keep all the programs running. Yeah. And thank you to all of our loved ones. You know, we all know we don't make it alone. So thanks to those who have been with us forever and those who hope will be with us for the future. Yep. Thanks, Mom. All right, so I'd like to take a moment and reflect on how we've got here, where we've come from, and what we all have in common, we the graduates. At first, it might look like we're a disparate group. The writers, the documentarians, the media professionals, and of course, the teachers. There might be a gap between the creatives and the visionaries, the pragmatists, the managers. But what unites us is that we've all chosen paths which highlight a shared belief in the importance of bearing witness to the human experience. I also looked back in the New School's history, and I read, you can read on the website, that the founders envisioned a new kind of academic institution where students and faculty could address honestly and directly the issues facing the 20th century. Well, here we are in the 21st century, and maybe the issues have changed, but the need to address them honestly and directly certainly has not. Jane Rule, a Canadian author and advocate for LGBT rights, said, "If we don't bear witness as citizens, as people, and as individuals, the right that we have had to life is sacrificed. There is a silence instead of a speaking presence." So we, the graduates, are here today because we choose not to sacrifice that right. We have chosen to fill that silence. We have chosen that speaking presence. Some choose to fill it with writing, some with film and video. Some, like the producers and the teachers, choose to help others find their voices. Regardless of how we create that presence, regardless of whether we reach an audience of millions or a few individuals, it's worth all the effort. So where do we go from here? Our education has prepared us to be leaders in our chosen fields. But prepared is an interesting word. I also brushed up and looked at John Dewey, one of our founders and a father of progressive education. He says, "Preparation is a treacherous idea." I'll paraphrase for brevity's sake. He goes on to say, "In a certain sense, every experience should prepare us for later experiences of a deeper and more expansive quality." That is the very meaning of growth, and of course what we all strive for here. But it is a mistake to suppose that the mere acquisition of a certain amount of knowledge and skills can prepare a person for their use under very different conditions. So if you're like me, my fellow graduates, you may have had moments in this program where you've been overwhelmed by the sheer volume of the information that you've encountered, whether you've been reading or writing or discussing or otherwise engaging with your subject matter. You have this thought, somewhat paradoxical thought, that's such a great idea, and I really want to dive in and put every theory into practice. But unfortunately, I'm an overworked grad student, and I can't actually do that. So, bear with me for a moment as the teacher in me makes a few recommendations. I hope that I, along with all of you, class of 2015, can take a moment to write down those ideas while they're still fresh in our minds. After we have a much-deserved celebration, summer vacation, a little bit of a rest, we come back to them. We keep coming back to them. We add to that list, and we continue to revisit it. We know that we will never be prepared for every situation we encounter, but we hope that we can use all of the knowledge and experience that we've had, and we can approach every new situation with a reflection and think how we can do better. So let's keep up the good work. Let's continue to bear witness to the challenges our societies face, as well as the beauty and the triumph around us. Let's speak out and fill that silence as we continue to hone our crafts with reflection and care. And most importantly, let's take a vacation this summer, because we have all earned it. Congratulations to the class of 2015. Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher, for that amazing speech. And thanks to all of you for your time here today and for celebrating our graduates with us. So now I'd ask you to please remain in your places until all students are out of the church. The graduates will rise. Let's give them a round of applause.